Sowing in tears will cause you to reap in joy. Man, this is going to be lessons for life and relationships. Before I get started, go ahead and drop a like on this video and subscribe for more. Also, make sure you go ahead and pre-order my first book, The Goat for Nigeria, Every L Ain't a Loss. Book is dropping September 30th, 2025. Look, man, like I just said, those who sow in tears will reap in joy. Man, this is not just an ordinary saying, man, but this is really life right here. Honestly, I woke up this morning with this message on my heart, had to get it out. So if you see me looking down, see me looking across, just make sure I get all of my points on my notes, man. Look, this verse isn't just about forming. Like, it's not about just forming and nurturing. It's about life and love as well. So we gotta always remember what we do, what we cry about. Make sure we stay discipline behind it, because it's about those seasons when you give your all and it feels like you have nothing left to give. That's real important. You give your all, but you feel like nothing is coming back, because that's going to build character within you to keep going, to keep being the best person ever, and in the very end you're going to enjoy the fruits of your labor. So if you ever worked hard, cried behind closed doors, stayed patient in a relationship, or even sacrificed for a dream, man, this message is simply for you. We also talk about that in this book, so make sure you get you a copy as well. Ebook pre-orders are live now. So, seeds in life and relationships. To apply this to life, man, you got to remember, every sacrifice is a seed. We talk about sacrifices all of the time. Sacrifices will mold you into becoming who you want to become, not who you... I'm sorry, I said it wrong. Sacrifices will mold you to who you need to become, not who you want to become. Because you have to make some type of sacrifice to get to where you need to go. You have to do that. So every sacrifice is a seed. Whether it's waking up early, staying disciplined, or saving. You rather spend or grind when nobody's clapping. Like, you rather go ahead and sacrifice that while nobody's watching you, while nobody's clapping. It seems like you're just doing it for no reason, but it is a purpose behind it. You just have to keep going. It's a purpose behind it, but you just have to keep going. But if you stop, you would never see what that purpose was, because you gave up before your purpose was fulfilled. So we got to remember that, man. They don't look powerful in the moments, the seeds that we're planting, but in the very end, they are growing into something special. Because we don't see them, man. They feel small. They feel like it's unsustainable. They feel like it's invisible. It feels like it's useless. But we don't know, man. You're building towards greatness. I say that all the time. Think about it the way I've been showing up for you all, right, on my channel. If you're new, go ahead and subscribe. I show up on my channel every day. I've been doing this for a good minute. Think about if I don't show up. It's days that the views are less than, right? But I'm still getting a view, right? So that one person that is dependent on me, I still have to show up for them. I can't really feel like, oh, I'm doing it and it's not serving a purpose because I'm not getting hundreds of thousands or thousands or millions. No, because there's still one person right here that's dependent on me. So am I going to neglect them? Because if I'm neglecting them, I'll neglect the 100,000. Because who's to say that I won't change my mind and what's important? I won't change the value of what I think is important. I won't change the hierarchy of what number I feel like is important. To me, number one is important. Number one is important. So let's talk about using this and applying it to a relationship, right? In relationships, we're going to use seeds as quiet acts of love, right? Patience, nurturing, patience during misunderstanding, patience in choosing forgiveness, right? Instead of revenge. Whatever that means for you, however you can apply that to you, right? Forgiveness instead of revenge, and supporting your partner when they're low. Because sometimes they're going to be low. It's not always going to be highs. It will always be highs and lows. So you still got to support them during their downtime. Still have to support them during their off season, right? That's what we're gonna call it, the off season. We gotta still support them. So even with tears, man, the times you cry because you care so deeply, you gotta remember those tears, they are watering the plants, and they are watering the seeds that you have planted. So you gotta remember that. You have to remember that. Keep going. The same effort that feels unnoticed today will grow into joy tomorrow if it's planted in good soil. The key definition is good soil. Don't have toxic behavior. Don't have toxic traits. If you want something to go and grow the right way, plant it in the right way. Don't neglect it. Use it. Don't be negative. Take the time out if you need to just sit to yourself because you feel like you got negative spirits inside you. Because whatever you put into something is what you get out. We talk about that all the time. Also, we talk about that in this book. Whatever you put in is what you get out. So you have to remember that. So that leads me to point number 2. The waiting season. The waiting season. Look. Farmers don't plant seeds and demand fruit the next morning. They have to wait because they know in life, good things comes to those who wait. Success in life, it works the same way, man. You started building muscle, right? You can look at me. I look muscular. Cool. That's all good, right? I didn't start off this way. I was small. I was basically smaller than my little brother. I had to keep going, even when the results weren't showing. I had to keep showing up for myself because I knew this was the end goal. So in life, apply that the same way. Keep showing up for yourself until you get to your end goal. And once you get there, you still keep going because now you grew discipline. So you got to keep going at all times. Keep going at all times. When you stack your money, starting a business, growing influence, all of it requires patience through the waiting season. It all requires patience through the waiting season. Do not mistake silence for failure. It's okay to move in silence. That doesn't mean that you're failing. Just because everybody else is talking and showing off what they did and you're being silent and you feel like your hard work is going unnoticed, it's not. The man above is still working. It's never going unnoticed. You're just not broadcasting it to the world, and that's okay. You can move at your own pace. So, silence, we have to remember, silence is often the ground of growth. Gotta remember that. Silence is often the sound of growth. So, when we're using this on the relationship aspect of it, this is how we get relationships also have waiting seasons, right? Times that it doesn't feel exciting, the loves feel boring, communications feel dry, because it's gonna get times like that where the communications feels dry. It's gonna feel like you're just going through the motion. Progress is gonna seem invisible, right? A relationship kind of stalled out. In those moments, those are the hard times. That's the moment that the barrier is now starting to kick in, and you have to break it. You have to break the barrier, because once you get through this phase, you'll be unstoppable. But this is also the phase that most people give up. Most people's eyes start to wonder because it is a hard phase. It's true. It's a hard phase. So you got to remember though, if the soil is good, you got to keep the respect good. You got to keep the trust good. And you got to keep the mutual effort there. Then waiting seasons will simply be temporary. Like I just said, it will go away. It will just be temporary. Don't throw away the relationship just because you're in the winter season. Winter seasons are cold, right? But spring is right around the corner. And it's going to get warm again. Winter does not cancel out spring. It's only a season. It will only last for a moment. Remember that. Alright, let's get to point number 3, man. Before we get to our final step. Watering with faith. When you're watering your seeds with faith, life can look like you're showing up daily. That's how it should look like. Even when you're not motivated. Yesterday was a prime example for me. I did not feel like going to the gym. I went in there and I probably gave 70-60%, right? But I did something. Today I woke up overly ready. I probably gave 150% today. But I still showed up yesterday. I didn't give 0. So that now equals what? 210. Right? Because some days you're not going to feel like going all the way, but if you give something and you apply to the overall message, it still adds up. So that's what some people don't realize. That's also what aligns with discipline, because discipline is proof that you believe that the seed is working before you even see the results. Because like I said, I knew I have a goal. I know what my goal is. I gotta move every day towards that goal. If I don't move every day towards that goal, I am letting myself down. I'm not letting you down, I'm letting myself down. I don't need to let myself down, because once I let myself down, it's like a compounding effect. It's like a domino effect. Now everything starts to fall off the board, right? When you keep investing in Roth RA, when the stock market looks down, that's watering in faith. Even when you're investing while the market is down, you're watering in faith, because you know it's a season. It's not forever, it's temporary. You know it will go back up. So keep going. That's life, man. When you're watering in love, you have to be intentional, right? You have to be intentional, right? You can say I love you every now and then. You can say I love you every now and then. Small texts, small date nights, prayers together, listen to your partner when you would rather argue, but you just, decide to listen. That right there means you are watering in faith. You're believing your investment, which is the relationship. You're realizing that your investment in the relationship as well will bear fruit. You know it will have a good outcome if you keep watering the seeds. Despair is like neglecting a plant. If you stop believing, stop showing up as you once would, you dry the soil, man. So you have to ask yourself that. Are you not watering with good soil? Number 4, the harvest. So when we're applying it in life, harvest is when the hidden labor becomes visible. It can be the promotion, the business, the breakthrough, your dream car, whatever you want, you can now see it, right? That's harvesting, because everything you worked so hard for, now it's coming to light. Now you can see it. Now you're getting the recognition. Now you're getting the financial freedom. Now you can see straight through everything that you was working hard for, all the other points that we talked about. Now, this is the moment that you break through. This is the moment that now you can reap and joy. This is that moment, the harvesting season. So your harvest may not come quick, right? But when it comes, it will outweigh every tear you shed. Remember that. Harvest in love is joy, peace, deep trust, and unshakable connection, right? The couple who survived storms, cried together, forgave each other, kept pushing through, stayed faithful, they now reap a bond that's stronger than superficial love. It's not artificial. It's not fake. It's real. The tears you sowed were not wasted. It's real. They watered the soil of love that lasts. So, remember that. I challenge you. In your life, in your relationship, what seeds are you planting today? Don't stop sowing, right? Don't stop. Don't stop watering, right? Because your tears are the water. Just make sure you have good soil. Love y'all.